Hey there, and very welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be crawling code with Harry's website, and by crawling, I'll save all these details, as you can see, into a file named product.html. So basically, we're going to do the same thing we did earlier when we scraped his website. We're going to scrape exactly the same things as we did, and uh, in this format also, but the only difference is that we'll not be doing web scraping but web crawling. All right, so let's begin this video. And to begin this video, what I'll do is firstly I'll create a folder named crawling code with Harry. All right, and then I will be opening it inside of VS Code. So to do that, I'll open my terminal and type code dot, and that will redirect me to this VS Studio. All right. So to start our scraping, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open Scrapy's documentation. So let's go ahead and open Scrapy tutorial from its documentation, and let's see what we have to do first. So first, what we'll do is that we'll firstly open the folder in VS Code. All right, and then we'll open our terminal. And inside our terminal, we'll do Scrapy start project, and let's name it code with Harry only. So yeah, uh, then what we have to do? Yeah, okay. So by doing cd code with Harry, we'll get inside of the code with Harry directory. We'll get inside of this directory, as you can see. So let's read what we have to do next. So this is the code for our first spider. Save it in a file named codespider.py under the tutorial spider directory. Okay, so by tutorial, it means this scrapy start project and this. So what it did is basically it created a folder, right? And inside a folder, it created one more folder, and inside of that folder, as you can see, there are these many things. And if you see inside of this folder, there is another folder named spiders, and inside of spiders, we have to um, create our main py file. So let's name this main.py probably. All right, so main.py and you know what, let's move our PowerShell here. And what we have to do is that save it in a file name and code.spider. This, by the way, the name of the file is optional. You can create a file with name of your choice. Okay, so under that tutorial spider directory in your project, we have to do this. We can just go ahead in our main.py file and paste it. So if you see, okay, so there is name is equal to quotes. So in name, you have to give the name of your file you've created. So I've named main.py, so I'm giving name here. And then what URL you want to scrape. So let's go to the URL we want to scrape, which is from Code with Harry's website. I want to scrape his My Gear section, or whatever you say that is. All right, so this is the URL. So I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to paste it right here. I'm going to remove this link because I don't want to play with that link. Okay, so after that, if you see, this def parts is what we're going to play with in this whole video, right? So if you see here, page is equal to response.url.split it with this, and then the second last, pick the second last. All right, so what page is basically this my gear. All right, and how is this my gear? Because we splitted it with this sign, right? And if you see at the last, we have this, right? So if I give here -1, if I give here -1, I mean this, which is nothing, right? So if I print page, it will give me nothing because in the first position, in the last position, we have nothing. But if we give -2, that means second last, and second last is this my gear. And then if I print page after doing this -2, it will give me my gear. All right. Okay, so after that, we can give the file name. So you know what? Let's just give file name our page.html, and page is basically mygear.html. So to keep it simple, you can say this is mygear.html, and then we have given the path, which is file name, and then we are going to write it in bytes format. You can, by the way, also do something like this, but then what it will do is that it will save it in a str format, which means string format. So for now, let's just keep it simple and write in bytes. All right. Okay. So after that, we'll be um, writing this response.body. What is the response.body? So responses.body is basically the HTML inside of the string. All right. Okay. So after that, we're finally going to save the file. So it's going to print saved file name. So to run this, you don't have to press this, but you have to go to your PowerShell and type scrapy crawl and then the name of the file, so main. And as you can see, it has created mygear.html, and in mygear.html we have all the HTML file we needed. All right. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this for my further use. So let's keep it here only. And you know what? Let's remove all this because I don't want to play. I don't want only this to happen. I want many other things as well. So let's just go ahead and inspect. So if you see, there are many boxes, right? And in each box, it contains each product. So if you see here in this box, we have Canon EOS 80D. In this box, we have iPhone 13 Pro Max. In this box, we have Lenovo 300F HD webcam. So what I basically mean here is um, there are many boxes, or I can say there are each boxes for each product. And if you notice, then the div class of each the boxes are exactly the same, right? As you can see, H90MB6 flex to the first box, then the second box class is also the same, then the third one is also the same. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be naming a variable named cards, and from cards I'll be doing response.css div dot, and I'll be taking the class. By the way, I'll not take the full class, I'll only take the first class. All right, because if you don't know, let me tell you, this is the first class of this div tag, then this is the second class of this div tag only, then this is the third, then fourth. All right. So what I'll be doing is that I'll only copy this much. So from response.css, response is basically this. All right. So this is all the HTML file. So from this HTML file, give me the div tag, give me all the div tag with basically um, this class. All right. So after that, what I'll be doing is that for card in cards, and what I basically mean by this is that cards are basically all those boxes, right? And card is each box individually. Card is this, card is this, card is this. I hope you understand what I'm saying right here. All right. Okay, so after that, what I'll be doing is that I want all the titles, right? So if you see here, we have a h2 tag with this class. Okay. And okay, so in the first card, there is a div class. Okay, this is the first card only, which starts from this div tag. Then there is this div tag. Let's open this. Okay, so it has an img tag inside of it. Then there is a h2 tag, then p tag, then a tag, and then the card is finished. So if you see here, there is only a single h2 tag. All right, so we don't have to give the class to get it. We'll just give the h2 tag. What we'll do is something like titles is equal to card. We'll get inside of card, and from card we'll be getting h2, right? And because there are only single h2 in a card, in each card. If you don't believe me, let me show you. In this card, you can see there is a single h2 as well, and in each classes and in each cards there is only a single h2 tag. So to get it, we can find give me all the h2 tags, and from the h2 tag give me the text. If you don't know, we can get by doing this. If you don't know, by doing this, we'll get the whole h2 tag, and by doing this, we'll only get the text inside of h2 tag. And what I mean is that the text inside of h2 tag is basically this canon EOS ATD. All right. So um, after this, we'll also use get all, and I have to do this. All right. So what I mean by get all is we use get to get a single thing, and we use get all to get all the things, right? So what I mean is that give me all, or you can say get all the h2 tags from card, and from card give me all the h2 tags, and from the h2 tag give me the text. All right. So I hope you understand what I'm saying right here. So let's put it that way, and after that, let's get inside of the href. We want the href text, right? And href is this. So let's get inside of card first, and then see there is a div tag, then img tag, then h2 tag, then p tag, then h tag. Okay. So if you see, okay, and here the card end is. So if you see, there is also a single uh, a tag. There is no multiple or triple a tag in a single card, and this will be common with all the classes. You can check also, right? Or wait, let me show you. Okay, so in this div class, or in this card, you can say there is also only a single a tag, right? So to get the link is also not very hard. So let's do this links is equal to card dot css, and let's get all the a tags, and from the a tag we want to get the href. So how we can get the href? We can, you know what, simply see from the documentation. So let's see here. Okay, so as you can see, this is the code, right? And as you can see, the href is basically this. So we want to get the href one. So how we can do that is that one approach is this attr href. So you know what, let's copy this, or you know what, I'm going to do this because I like this more. Both of them will do the same, right? As you can see, there is written also that there is also an attribute property available, so you can use it something like this. I like this more. I think this is more readable and easy to understand. So from card get the a tag, and from the a tag get its attribute href. All right. And then um, I'll do for title in uh, titles for title in titles. Let's visualize our output. So what type of output we want? We firstly want the number, right? The index. So you know what, how we can give the index? um, let's name let's make a variable I, and the value of I is 1. So let's give I here, which means 1, and then let's give a dot here, then let's open another curly bracket, and then let's give title here. And basically titles are all the titles, and title is each title individually. All right. And then after the name of the product, we want a space, then a dash, then a space, and then the link of it. So to give the link of it, we can do something like links. And we have not done this get all. And if we do this get all, we'll basically get from card, we'll get all the a tags, and from the a tags we'll get all the hrefs. But we don't want to do that because it will make code more complex, and we have to uh, you know make a for loop which will basically iterate, which will basically be playing with two variables, and I don't want to do that. So let's remove this get all and use links here. And also don't forget to do I plus equals to 1, which basically means I is equal to I is equal to I plus 1, right? So what it will do, what it will do is that I value is 1. All right, then it will print I, which is 1, then dot, then title. So let's say the title is that Canon camera. So Canon, then dash, then the link of that Canon camera. Alright, then now the value of I has changed and it has become I is equal to I plus 1. So I was 1 and it has now become 2. Why? Because I is equal to I plus 1, where I was where I was 1, right? So if we give 1 here, so 1 plus 1 is 2, right? I hope you understand. So with this, let's go ahead and print our output and let's hope for the best. Alright, so let's go to our PowerShell, and you know what? I'm just going to simply copy this scrapy crawl main and run this. So I should get my desired output. So yeah, as you can see, one Canon ESOS 80D. And let's click on the link and see if the link is valid or not. So it has taken me to this URL, and if you see here, this is the same URL, right? You can even verify. Let's open one more URL, which is this iPhone 13 Pro Max 256 GB, and view on Amazon. So as you can see, again we have the correct URL. You can verify it. All right. So now we got all the products with their respective index and their respective links. So now let's get ahead to the last part of the video. The last part of the video is that we'll save this in a file named product.html, and we'll open this file in append mode, which basically means add mode. And by doing this, we'll not replace each time the code runs, but it will basically the first time the code runs, it will print the output. Then the second time the code runs, it prints the second output in the second line. Okay, so I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. And after that, we'll open this product.html as append mode and as f. Then we'll f.write, and what I'll write is basically, oh shit, what I'll be writing is basically output. And you know what, let me give this backslash n as well, because backslash n will create a new line. And okay, so let me explain. All right, the first time the code runs, we'll get this. All right, one dot canon esos 80d and then this link. After that, we'll create a new line, which will be this iPhone 30 Pro Max with its link. And after that, we'll create a new line, and we will do this again and again. All right. And if we don't do this backslash n, what will happen is that after completing this, this will come right beside of this, right? It will start from here only, and we don't want it. We want to start it from the next line. So for that, we have to give backslash n and try to keep these small things in mind, because of these things only we get the error in our code. So let's remove this print statement and let's give our I plus equals to 1 right here. All right, and then my word, sorry, spiders, and oh, it should be in our spider folders, right? This is in our spider folders. Oh, so now the last step, which will be we're doing scrapy crawl main. To run the code, we have to do this in our terminal. So let's run this program and see if a file named product.html gets created, and it should give output something like this, right? All these details should be get saved in a file named product.html. So let's run this. And as you can see, product.html is now created, and if I click on it, all these details are right here. All right, so if you want this folder, I will give this folder in the description of this video. If you want to work with me, I'm open to do any freelance work. You can definitely contact me. I have given all my details. All my details are are in the description of this video. You can definitely work with me, and also make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for the next videos in this series. And in the next video, we'll be scraping Ankur Wariku's website, right? We'll not scrape, but we'll be crawling Ankur Wariku's website, and after that video, we'll crawl Isha Sharma's website. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel for those informative videos as well. So I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.